When draft time comes around, a lot of teams start working up an appetite for trades. Everyone is wheeling and dealing and trying to find the next big thing in our league. But in the history of our league, there is one pick that is coveted more than any other. It somehow becomes available every year, and everyone is trying to make deals to get it. I'm of course talking about the New Haven Lancers first round pick. It's almost guaranteed over the last few seasons that this draft pick will be in the top 5 and will be owned by someone else. Today I'll be talking about the textbook example of this, the Season 7 New Haven first round pick. So jump in shotgun as we take off in this episode of Time Machine. Hey guys, Editing Noah here. I know you might have seen some of these so-called trade trees before on the internet, where they go through every single trade that comes out of every single piece of the deal. That's not what this is. That would take a lot of work. So we're just going to be focusing on trades that include this New Haven first round pick and see what kind of value came from it, but also how many times it moved. That's what I'm focusing on. So the question is, who was the first to make a deal that included this pick? Well, that team was Pottsville, as they sent a Season 6 fourth rounder and Jay Rivers to the Lancers for the Season 7 first, a Season 6 fifth rounder, and a Season 7 third. Pottsville got some decent pieces out of the deal, as the third rounder turned into the $2.2 million man Magnus Turkay, and a pick that ended up being tight end A.J. Ellie. The Tribe drafted him after getting this pick later on. The Lancers got one season out of Jay Rivers, who had 52 tackles and 5 TFLs. They traded the fourth to the Corn Kings, who drafted Danny Bates. I think we can say that the Maroons got the best of this deal when you see what they flipped the first for. Just one day later, the Pottsville Maroons struck up a deal with the San Diego Gulls that would send the Season 7 first, their own first in Season 7, and San Diego's own fourth round pick in exchange for Green Bay's first in Season 6 and 2 thirds in Season 7. The thirds turned into okay role players that were taken by other teams, but the kingpin of this trade was getting the Maroons their franchise tight end, Larry Barr. Larry had a great rookie campaign, getting over 1,000 yards, and while the rest of his career has been more subdued, you can't deny the quality that the Maroons got with this pick. San Diego, on the other hand, only got a receiver that is playing because he was in Detroit, and Waldo Brickman, who has only flashed a few times so far in his career. But they did get a little bit more out of the first round pick. Surprisingly, San Diego ended up trading the New Haven pick back to Pottsville after a few months and a whole season had gone by. This time, the soon-to-be Victoria Vanguard sent the first and the rights to the pick swap that they won to the Maroons for 3 first-rounders in Season 8. These picks were pushed to Season 9 as there was no Season 8 rookie draft. For Pottsville, this deal paid off right away as they were able to draft linebacker Tom Nobis, who has become a really good contributor for the men in Brownie Red. It took a bit longer to see the results on the other side, but 2 cities and 1 ownership change later, and these picks became 3 really good Federals defenders. Wyatt Zuspin finished 14th in tackles in his first campaign, while the other 2 only combined for 2 sacks and 7 TFLs. The future looks good for this defense. And finally, the last trade of this video comes into play. Pottsville receiving 2 first rounders and a future second so that the Whales could move up and get their man. We'll get to him in a minute, but first you can see that Pottsville did end up with 2 secondary pieces that have been key contributors on defense. Brian Allen's 8 interception season in Season 8 was outstanding, and Chester Hayes has always been a solid piece at cornerback. And the second rounder, although it didn't end up in Pottsville, became Wyoming's future number 1 receiver, Zadarius Walker. Quite a haul, if I do say so myself. But who did Boston end up with? Of course, this video would end with the legend that is changing the game, punter Tony Gunk. Gunky has had a remarkable run so far, and if the Whales offense wasn't doing as well as they are, I'm sure we'd see him shine even more. When I started this research, I could not have asked for a better light at the end of the tunnel. So that is the path of the Season 7 Lancers first round pick. As you can see, it was worth a lot of value to a lot of franchises and kickstarted the Pottsville and Charleston defenses. It also gave Boston one of the best punters in the game. What other trades would you like to see the effects of? Let me know in the Discord and in the comments below. Stay tuned for some playoff football coming your way, and watch out for the next episode of Time Machine.